relationships. So what information are you looking for here? In this question format, you're presented with a sentence. So a sentence containing two pairs of letters. Okay, so let's have a look at the example. Here is the sentence that they're talking about, and the two pairs of letters is CG and ED, I'm assuming, and then where the first pair has a connection to the second pair. Okay, so CG is connected to ED, and what else did it say? Additionally, there is a second set of two pairs of letters with the second pair left empty. So the second set is here. BW is supposed to basically mean something here. So our job here basically is to figure out what this blank is going to be by looking at this relationship. And yeah, it's basically as simple as that. So let's have a quick look in a different color to what might be happening here. So I'm assuming it's just going to be from C. Like, how did we get from C to E? We first figured that out. So it looks like we've moved forwards twice in the alphabet. And then you think, how do we get from G? And we've moved backwards 3 times in the alphabet. So what's probably going to happen here, I think as you can see here, we're going to move the B, we're going to move that 2 forward like we did to the C, and we're going to get D. And then we're going to move the W 3 back. So bosh, I think that was it, right? Yep, 3 back, and that gives you T. So DT should be the answer. There we go, DT. So it's a pretty simple question type. Again, none of these will actually have this sort of title here, but what it will have is an example, instructions and an example, and you can always figure out how to do it from that. So let's look at the watch out section. The main thing this says is to make sure you're applying logical reasoning when deciphering relationships, and yeah, almost all of the time it will just be how far across the alphabet is it going. Sometimes you might see like a mirror code, similar to the alphabet codes questions that we saw before. Maybe if it's a B, it's reflected to a Y, and then the J is reflected to like an S, something like that, you know? But we'll see if anything comes up like that. Oh, actually, here we go. Yeah, there's just an explanation here about, yeah. We'll do the Let's Practice Now section. There's only 10 of them, so we'll get to work on them. Actually, I'm going to use this alphabet sequence right here just to help me. So first thing we have to do is see how do we get from A to C. So that's a +2. So what I'm going to do is going to go from G to I. Similar thing, right? So I. And then I'm going to go from D to B, which is backwards 2. And then we're going to go from J to H, because backwards 2. So there you go. IH is the answer to the first one. I'm going to do question 3. E to C. So if we go backwards 2, so this one is going to go from P backwards 2 to N. And then we'll go from H to K. So there we go. Forwards 3. And let's have a look at what's going to happen from the S. We're going to go forwards 3 and get V. I forgot what the first one actually was. It was N. Okay, NV. There we go. I put it in the wrong box, that's why. Okay, question 5. We'll do 5, 7, 9. T to R will be back 2. So we're going to go backwards 2 on the F, which will get us to D. And then R to V, that gives us forwards 4. So we're going to go back forwards 4 on the D. And it gives us H. There we go. And I'm going to try and keep these relatively fast as well, just so you can do the same in the exam. And I think the best way is probably to do it one by one. So like I'm doing here, go from D to B, that gives you a -2, and then apply the rule. So do a -2 from K, that gives you I, and then you can find the next one, which will be G to C, that's -4, and then N to, so N -4 will give us K. And what I like to do when I'm looking at how many minus it is or how many plus, obviously do the arrow, because that really helps. But instead of having to count it, you can just look at basically, you can look at how many is in the middle, how many letters are here. So you can see 3 letters are here. That means the difference, or at least the minus, if we're adding in the last one, it's going to be -4, right? You can sort of practice that as well. So you can draw an arrow from here to here and try and figure out very quickly how many letters are actually in between it. I can immediately see that's 7. Because you can see there's 6 letters in between, and that's going to be -7 overall, right? So getting quick at that can actually really help your ability to do these questions quickly. And again, same thing here. If it's a really long one, you can do like count up in 3s, 3, 6, 9, 10, and then it's going to be 11 because you have to include the last one, so it's +11, right? And we'll do one more very, very quickly. I'm going to give you this one, so try and get that before me. I see that it's as -7. But yeah, the final one we're going to do now, C2E. So that's +2. So we're going to do H plus 2, which is going to give us J. And then we're going to go from F to K. That's +5. And then we'll do K plus 5, basically. Where is that? K plus 5. That gives us O. There we go. Quickly mark these. Yeah, so they're all right. And that will be the end of the video.